Great. Thank you so much. As I was thinking about this session, I wanted to absolutely make sure that what I talk about today, that every single person in this group will have something to walk away with of value that you can bring up with your staff immediately and see some benefit. So, what are your digital priorities for 22? And I think number one, we need to start with protect and provide accessibility when it comes to your website. I did a little recon on the group of everyone that's in this group, and every single one of you failed ADA compliance for your website. So listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. I don't care if you're a bank, a school, a nonprofit, a retail company, it doesn't matter. In 2019, the CDC said that 25.5% of all people in the United States have some form of disability. The group of persons with disabilities in the United States has over $500 billion in disposable income. They are a powerful group of people, and they are grossly underserved when it comes to website accessibility. The Wall Street Journal in 2021 released an article said that in 2018, 2,300 lawsuits were brought against companies for ADA compliance. The following year in 2019, there were 2,900 lawsuits brought. And then in 2020, there were 3,500 lawsuits brought against companies for ADA web accessibility. Most of these lawsuits were a minimum of 5 digits. So when I say protect, I'm talking about protecting your bottom line and your liability. When I talk about providing accessibility, I'm talking about making sure that your content can be read, consumed, watched, viewed, accessed by any person, regardless of their abilities. And so I think it's important. So I want to do a quick screen share with you to give you a visual idea of what it looks like for a website to be ADA compliant. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is a client that we happen to work with, Survive and Thrive Advocacy Center. They do some amazing work in the area of human trafficking, which relates to not only sex trafficking, but as well as labor trafficking. And one of the things that you want to notice is the contrast. The white text on top of a visual image is one of the most difficult things that people overlook when it comes to accessibility. And you have to have at least a 4.5% to 1 ratio of contrast from dark to light. So we make sure that we have an opacity layer of 50% black underneath or laying on top of the image so that the white text shows up nicely. The other thing that we're looking for, and hopefully this translates on a Zoom call, when I hover over this button, you will notice that there is a little pop-up or a tooltip that tells you find helpful resources. So what that does is when a person with a disability has a screen reader or some type of assistive technology, when your website has the alt tag filled out, that screen reader can then read that content to them. You'll also know that there's another set of people that use alt tags, or another audience, I should say, that reads alt tags, and that's the search engine. So not only by filling out your alt tags are you practicing accessibility, you're also positioning your business in the right way when it comes to search engine optimization basics. If we continue to scroll down, even this click to call number with the icon has the alt text. And then as we go through the content, you can see very quickly that it's easy to read this content. The font is large, and easy to read. We've got the alt text that are set up. The other thing that we're looking for here is, notice the tool with the little handicap icon. If we click on that, you can see that we can manipulate the size of the text. We can convert it to grayscale. We can do a negative contrast and so forth. If I continue to scroll down the page, another point that I want to bring out to you is that we have an accessibility statement. Not only is this organization committed to providing and publishing content in an accessible way they have a statement that says, this is what our commitment is. And if you can't find something that you're looking for, please contact us and we'll make any accommodations we can. So those are the things that you must do in 22 to make sure that you are protecting and providing accessibility when it comes to your website. Number 2, gather and grow your own data. Again, I'm going to stay with this particular group because they're doing such great work in our community. They have launched an online training portal for businesses because as it was reported just this year in Tallahassee, there were over 180 people that were arrested in a gigantic trafficking ring. It's happening right here in Tallahassee. And if you were reading any of the things on the screen before, you know that it could impact your business greatly. Again, it doesn't matter if you're in banking or education or retail. If the public comes into your business or you have suppliers or vendors that provide services to you, there is potential there for trafficking, either sex trafficking or labor trafficking. And what Stack has done is they have integrated their MailChimp email marketing with the sign-up form. So that's how they're gathering the information to grow their list so that they can do the best job possible in communicating with the most people in the city to let them know, here's a free resource for you to do. You can take your staff through the training to recognize and know what to do. Don't be caught in an awkward position if you think that something wrong is going on. Many people are afraid of confrontation, and so they shrink back from that opportunity. So right now, you can go to stackpro.org. You can sign up for this trafficking training. The module will be released in January. We're building it right now. But this is a great way to gather and grow your own first-party data like Stack is doing. Because, guys, you guys remember when Facebook went down just, a couple of weeks ago, and everybody's like panicking? If you have your own data and you can have your own way to submit information and stay in touch with your consumers, it's really important. And again, through tools like MailChimp, you can segment and target your list. And programs like we're building, we're using LearnDash, which is a free tool that you can build your own courseware through, is a great way to, again, grow your own data and grow the relationships with the people that you're working with. And last but not least, publish and promote. You need to think like a media company and not like whatever company you are. And what I mean by that is, think about it, guys and gals. What do? We watch things, we listen to things, and we read things. So if you're not thinking about, launching your own podcast or video channel or long form blog, you are not in the game for the next decade. It's really easy. You can use tools like anchor.fm to record your podcast. I'm recording this episode right now. I'll have it available for replay for later for you guys to tune back in. But you have to think about it. We have got to, many brands need to shift away from thinking about we need a commercial, and they need to start thinking about how can we become the program that people want to watch and listen to and read. And as you can see in this example, yes, I've got my podcast, I've got my title. And look at this. This is a blog post of my podcast, of my video. And you can see that these links to these specific topics are linked back to my core pages of the services that I'm providing. What am I doing? I'm doing that, number one, because it's accessible. Number two, because it's a great search engine optimization best practice. But I'm providing the end user the ability to watch it, to listen to it, or to read it. Guys, those are my 3 tips for you for your digital priorities for 22. I hope that you'll go back and listen to this episode. It's critically important that you protect and provide accessibility, you gather and grow your data, and you publish and promote your own individual content. Guys, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.